Hello students, in our last video we completed the factors affecting capital structure decision. Let us revise the last four factors of this kind of decision. The first, that is the last fourth, was the regulatory framework, which says that the issues of any company of any types of debentures, shares or any other security is regulated by two entities, that is SEBI and Companies Act 2013. So, more regulatory work, less attractive is that source. The next is stock market condition. Sorry, it is reaction written here, but it is condition. So, if the stock market is having the boom or bullish period when the stocks are rising, economy is in its pink, then everyone would like to invest in equity shareholders in expectations of earning higher gains. So, at that time, it would be easy for the company to raise funds through equity shares. While if the share market or the market as general is facing bearish phase or a depression time, then it is difficult for a company to get funds from the market because people would try to go for the safer investments like fixed deposit with various banks or other financial institutions. The second last point is capital structure of other companies. It means you should study the capital structure of the other firms present in the same industry as you are in. That would help you to have an idea of the mix of debt and equity. The next is return on investment. Return on investment would help you to decide inclusion of debt or the extent of inclusion of debt in your capital structure. So you certainly the inclusion of debt would rise your earning per share of equity shareholders, but that would be helpful only till the point your ROI is greater than the interest or cost of debt. With this, we complete our factors affecting capital structure decision. Remember, these points are important from the case studies viewpoint, and also the smaller calculations like formula of ROI or formula of earning after tax can be asked for MCQs also. The next topic is fixed capital. Here, now in this chapter, we are left with two topics. The second last is fixed capital, and the last is working capital, along with the factors affecting both of them. So, fixed capital means the portion of capital invested in long term assets or fixed assets of a firm. For example, your investment in land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixtures, vehicles, etc. Remember, these investments would include huge outlay of funds as well as it would be for the longer term in a firm. These decisions are irreversible except a huge cost involved in it. And normally, the returns that we gain from these investments are spread across the years or for a longer period of time. And also remember that fixed capital, which is for a long term in your business, must be also financed through long term sources like equity shares, preference shares, debentures, long term loans, retained earnings of the business, etc. Fixed assets should never be financed through the short term sources. Short term sources are to be repaid within a 1 year's period. So, if you are financing your long term assets, say you are buying a building premises by creditors' money, that is a short term obligation for a business, right? You are not paying your creditors and instead you are investing that money in buying a building. So, that would be harmful to your business because the earning from that building or the return that you are going to get from raising that building would take a lot of time, while those creditors have to be repaid within a year. So that is a clear mismatch between your earning and your repayment obligations. So remember that long term fixed assets have to be financed through the long term sources only. Say even if you are financing that decision of buying building through a bank loan, that make sure that the bank loan is of a greater or a longer duration, right? So that would be giving you some space to breathe for or you can wait for a longer period so that that new investment in your long term assets would start generating the returns, and at the same time you can start repayment of your installments. Let us examine now the factors affecting fixed capital requirements. These factors are 8 in number and also important from the case studies viewpoint. The first point while deciding fixed capital requirement is nature of business. Now, in each of these 8 points, we would be deciding whether we need a lot of fixed capital, or in which situation, on which occasions we need fixed or long term capital. So, on every point, we'll be deciding whether the fixed capital requirement is higher or lesser. Say the first is nature of business. The nature of business has a great impact on the fixed capital requirements of a company. For example, a manufacturing organization needs heavy investment in fixed assets like land, building, plant, machinery, because a manufacturing firm would need these fixed assets to complete its production process. On the other hand, if the entity is a trading firm, then lower investment is needed because that firm won't require plant and machineries. If you are just a trader, for example, you are a tea trader, right? Then you won't need a lot of investment because you just have to buy and sell the tea. While what if you are a tea gardener, you manufacture tea, then you need a lot of investment. First of all, in buying land, the fertile land conducive for growing tea plants, right? So nature of business would tell us how much fixed capital we need. The second is scale of operations. A larger organization operating at higher scales. Now, continuing that tea planter example, assume that you are a small tea planter and assume that you are a big tea planter like Tata Tea, right? So, even though nature of business is manufacturing, but scale of operations in the former case is smaller, while in the Tata case, the scale of operations is quite big. So, when you are operating at a higher scale, you need bigger plant and more space, and therefore, you would require higher investment in fixed assets as compared to the small scale organizations. We see many dhabas and small hotels across the town. So they need little amount of capital, while the same business, what if it is run by the 5-star hotels? They need larger investments. So not only your nature of business but even scale of operation matters. The third is choice of technique. A capital intensive organization requires higher investment, say in plant and machinery, because it relies less on manual labor. So the requirement of fixed capital for a capital intensive organization would be higher. On the other hand, if you are a small firm involving a lot of labor, that is human or labor intensive organization, then you would need less investment in fixed assets. So their fixed capital requirement would be lower. So if you are involving a lot of technology in your business, you would need higher capital, fixed capital, and if you are involving lot of labor, you will need lesser capital. The next is technology upgradation or modernization. In certain industries, assets become obsolete very soon. Consequently, the replacements also become faster. So in such industries, you need frequent and higher investment in fixed assets. For example, computers and mobile phones or certain fashion technology. They become obsolete very fast. As we know, every month or every 15 days you have a new model of a mobile launched by one or the other company. So they might have to replace the machineries and other equipments faster. So in such organizations which use assets which are prone to obsolescence require higher fixed capital to purchase the new assets. The next point is growth prospect. Higher growth prospect would require higher investment in fixed assets in order to create higher production capacity so that anticipated higher demands can be met quickly. So if your firm is growing, you are into a sector which has seen a tremendous growth like online retailing or cloud retailing. Such businesses have a lot of growth prospects. So you would need higher investments. and the firms which are into any sector which does not have a fast and a lot of growth scope may need lower investment. Now next 3 points I'll be explaining in my next video. I hope these 5 points are clear to you. In case you have any doubt, you can call on me or you can message me anytime. Thank you and have a nice day.